husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan na yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao.
Tuloy-tuloy ang aksyon dito sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. We are back at the Caloocan Sports Complex para sa Day 59 ng MPBL 2024 regular season. Manila SV squad, Batang Sampaloc SGA looking for a 4th straight victory against the Imus Agimat. Still in search for a first win ngayong season natin. Manila and Imus ang maglalaban sa ating first game mamaya. At 6 p.m. it's the Sarangani Marlins against the Zamboanga Master Sardines. And later on, it's the unbeaten Quezon Huskers battling the home team, the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Magandang hapon mga kaliga, si Dev Tupas working alongside Javi Palanya for the first time in a while now. So, syempre Javi, it's good to be working with you again, and 3 more games na mapapanood natin and mako-cover natin dito, all equally interesting para sa mga kupunan natin.
Yeah, that's correct. Especially in our first game, Imus trying to look for a breakthrough victory here this season against the Manila squad that is on a roll, and it's gonna be a big confidence boost para sa Imus if they do get a miracle here against Manila, but they're gonna have to do it against a Greg Slaughter-led Manila squad.
Oo, no? And syempre Bicol nagtala ng panalo dito. Pressure dito ngayon sa Imus to get out of that bottom ng ating South Division. Kasama din natin from courtside, Miss Mika Abisamis, who is warming up for her trip to Abra with this coverage in Caloocan. Kamusta ka, Mika?
I'm very excited for that trip, Sidelf, but for now, we're still here at the Caloocan Sports Complex for more basketball action. Now, for this first game, it has been a struggle and a devastating start of the season for Coach Eric C. and the rest of Imus as they try to get their first win today against a really strong contender in Manila. Para naman dito kay Coach Gabby Severino, it's a different case. He's still trying to infuse his culture. He wants to see discipline and habits and respect para sa kalaban. Sabi niya kasi sa mga ganitong laban daw, hindi madaling magkaroon ng disiplina lalo na pag nasa baba ng standing, and he wants to see consistency from his boys no matter the opponent. Sa Delph, Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika, and we'll see how that pans out para sa dalawang kupunan natin. Diretso muna tayo sa standings natin from the South Division, kung saan ang Imus nandun po sa ilalim at number 15. 12 straight losses to open the season. Ang Bicolandia kahapon, nakaalis na doon sa baba. Ang Bacolod naman, ang nagkapalit sila ng Bacolod at 13 and 14. But so far, we've seen how tough it is to move up and climb up the ranks dito sa South Division.
Yeah, you expect the North to be the tighter division, but it's also equally tight here in the Southern Division. Nakikita naman natin dito sa Northern Division. Manila currently at number 5 right now, tied with Rizal at 8 and 4. But it's really been a tough season for everybody, especially for the teams trying to get into the top 8, especially here in the Northern Division where teams are really stacked. And in this trade window at sa ating mga free agent signings, makikita natin na mas lalakas pa ang ibang mga teams.
Oo, and syempre, if you're Manila, titingnan mo rin the level of opponent sa schedule mo. And so far, they are in a good stretch of games, and they will be facing Imus ngayong araw na to. They came off a win. We're talking about Manila, and they went up against Quezon City to the action. Actually an important win, because if you win against a team na nandun sa division mo, parang dalawang panalo yun ang equivalent nun.
Yeah, that's correct. And especially against a team like Quezon City, who is a team that has shown a lot of good chemistry this season, playing under a good coach in a good system for Coach Egay Macaraya. They actually had a slow start to this game. They were down by 3 points early in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, they were able to outscore Quezon City 21-11 and then 19-7 in the third quarter. If you look at the numbers here, they were able to put on a good defensive showing, only limiting Quezon City to just 29.7% from the field, dominating the rebounds as expected when you have a guy like Greg Slaughter, a plus 20 in that department. 10 on the offensive glass, dominated in the paint 24-12, and the bench scoring was equally as good para sa kanila, with guys like Francis Escandor and Didat Hanapi scoring in double figures para kay Coach Gabby Severino.
Francis Escandor was the best player of that game against the Quezon City. Pag-usapan naman natin dito, Javi, yung Imus, no? It's been a really difficult season for them. I think the time when they were formed and the start of their campaign was just very close, and it was very difficult for them to get a chemistry going, to get a rhythm. And again, when the losses are piling up, it's even more difficult. And they went up against Bataan, na struggling heading into this matchup, pero Bataan really showed up, and ang Imus naman ang hindi makasabay.
And if you're gonna look at their games, offense really not much of a problem as much as their defense. Here in this game, umpisa pa lang nag-struggle na sila offensively and also defensively. They scored only 10 points in the first quarter. They gave up 31 points en route to this 92-61 decision against the Bataan Risers. 5 out of 21 from three-point country. That's something that they're gonna have to improve on, especially they're one of the smaller teams here in the league. They lost the rebounding battle, a minus 21 in that department. But makikita mo naman yung lack of production, especially sa bench. Only 14 from their bench, and they were playing in this game without their top two scorers in Luis Tapeño and J.R. Sumido.
And let's go to Richard Campos now for the starting lineups as we begin the matchup between Imus and Manila.
Now let's meet the starters first. The Manila SB Batang Sampaloc SGA. One guard number 25, Renzo Navarro. At forward number 24, J. Ham, John Hamon. Power forward number 17, Carl Brian Cruz. Starting at guard number 18, Francis Escandor. And at center number 20, Greg Sila Slaughter. The head coach is Gabby Severino. His assistants are Ricky Dandan, Red Noriega, Max Diandante. Coaching consultant Charles Chu. Team managers Neil Arce and Ado Salazar. Team governor Joey Simanes. The team owners are Raymond Ang and Emilio Chu. Now starting for Imus Agimat VA Drums. At forward number 2, Miko Gimpayan. Playing center number 17, Wawi Kadir. At guard number 11, Martin Enriquez. Forward number 13, J.R. Sumido. Starting at guard number 14, Russ Aniban. The head coach is Eric C. His assistants are Joseph Ochada, Marlon Zambrano, AJC, and Yam Ayate. Coaching consultant Rick Katakutan. The team owner is Rubin Navarro. Referees for this ball game are crew chief Alan Manzano.
Our starting five presented by Buenas, Martin Enriquez, Ras Aniban, Wawi Kadir, J.R. Sumido, and Miko Gimpayan para sa Imus. Lorenzo Navarro, Francis Escandor, Greg Slaughter, Carl Brian Cruz, and John Hamon naman para sa Manila. Greg Slaughter, this is his fourth game.
Yeah, fourth game already para sa Manila. And, actually, you would expect that against an Imus team, i-rest na Manila si Greg Slaughter. But, they're really trying to get him into the thick of things to be able to prepare them for their home stretch in this season. Siyempre, they want to acclimate Greg Slaughter as much as they can, especially here in the MPBL type of basketball.
And just like that, it's like kids trying to get
yeah, exactly.
trying to get the ball from an adult. Look at this. Okay, but this is a different, may mga adults na maliliit eh. Ito, malaking adult.
it's like a high school student going up against kindergarten kids.
Oo, parang ganun.
A double team, no problem right there para kay Greg Slaughter. But you know, I had a conversation with him in their prior to their previous game, and he said there was still some sort of adjustment. Of course, playing in Japan where things were, you had to be a little bit more careful in giving up fouls. Here kasi you can get away with a lot of the physical things.
And Francis Escandor, you see how yung last game nila is helping his confidence. Javi, prior to that game, he's been struggling, di ba?
Exactly, and you know, this is a guy that is not short of working hard. I've seen him really put in the extra work, and it was just a matter of time for him to have a breakout game here in the MPBL. Good for him, good for Manila that he is able to get his touch from the outside.
Enriquez tracks down the miss from Kadir. Balik kay Miko Gimpayan. He'll drive, natapikan. Kadir goes to the other side. Nahabol ni Slaughter. That's last touch on Big Greg Slaughter.
You could expect that interior scoring will be very difficult para dito sa Imus in this game.
3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. 3 ball galing kay Francis Escandor. Mintis ang long 2 galing kay JR Sumido. Escandor, they go down low to Carl Brian Cruz against Sumido. Slaughter.
They're gonna let Greg Slaughter have a feast in this game. Talking about Manila, you could expect them to find him and locate him at every possession as long as he is on the floor.
8-0. Ras Saniban. 1-on-1 against Hamon. Drives left. Aniban adjusts and scores.
Trying to pick up from where he left off in their last game. One of the double-digit scorers in their last game para sa Imus. He scored 14 points. Second leading scorer for the Agimat in that blowout loss against the Bataan Risers.
Lorenzo Navarro. Cruz will fire and hit.
This was the plan for Manila all season long. They got Greg Zilla, and the plan was to surround him with a lot of guys who could shoot from the outside. CBC definitely a great complementary piece to a guy like Greg Slaughter.
So Mido, nothing but nylon there. Grabe yun ah.
This guy never short of confidence, JR Sumido, even if he's playing in a team that hasn't won this season. He's been putting up a lot of great games offensively para sa Imus.
Escandor in and out, but good line on the 3. Enriquez ang may tangan ng bola. 15 on the shot clock. Trying to work with Kadir. Enriquez will fire. Jumper won't go. Escandor will lead the break. Hamon is free. Hamon will fire. Too strong. Greg Slaughter, turnover after the defensive rebound. Himpayan. Sumido is waiting. Sumido too strong on the 3.
Botched opportunities, the last 2 possessions right there for Imus. If they're going to want to score here against Manila, they're going to have to take advantages of those missed shots by Manila and run on the break.
That's too easy para kay Francis Escandor. 5 puntos na.
A surprising score inside right there para kay Russell Aniban. Slaughter a little bit too late getting down low in that paint.
Carl Brian Cruz, second 3.
Nobody's marking the shooters right now of Manila para dito sa Imus. They're letting them shoot practice shots in this game.
Short on from Enriquez. Kadir can't score against Slaughter. Renzo Navarro waits for Escandor. Escandor drives and he gets the basket plus the foul.
Manila's not even trying here. This is just like a drill for them. Shooting shots from the outside, running in transition and scoring on the break. Excellent setup here by Francis Escandor and a little seal screen by CBC before Escandor got to the basket, opened up the lane for him. 8 so 8 points already in the game para dito kay Francis Escandor.
Atake. That's Sumido.
Playing a little zone here is Manila. They're trying to force Imus to shoot from the outside.
An early timeout as Manila has jumped out to a 12-point lead dito sa laban nila against Imus.
Back at the Caloocan Sports Complex for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. The theme of the week for Coach Gabby Severino is business-like approach no matter the situation. How do you respond to games like this? You gotta work on habits. You continue to be a good person even if your morality is challenged. It is an everyday battle, especially in terms of the physicality of the league. If somebody punches you, do you hit back or do you take it and handle it with grace? Do you jeopardize the team or protect yourself? These things he is trying to teach every day. No Raba Aluseni because of his suspension, and Pau Havilona is injured. Si Delphin Javi.
Thank you so much, Mika. A lot of questions there, confounding our one of our teams, Manila Stars.
Yeah, I mean, with a team like this, a very strong lineup with a lot of big names. It's the management of egos for Coach Gabby Severino, and that has been a constant struggle para sa kanya here at the start of our regular season. And slowly he's trying to get there, but he says the last time I had a conversation with him 2 games ago, he says they're at 70 to 80% there, not yet quite there.
Slaughter is being hounded by Kadir.
It's gonna be a long afternoon para dito kay Wawi Kadir and the rest of the Imus big men who are gonna try to push out Greg Slaughter from the paint. A 7-footer and 300 pounds?
Probably 260 to 80. Rich Popovich in the game.
Now, this is a guy I expect to be even better para sa Imus this season. Had his best performance of the year last game against Bataan. Top scored for them with 16 points. A guy who had experience playing in the NBL in Australia. And when you hear that kind of credential in someone's resume, you expect them to have some sort of flair to their game, and expect mo na angat sila sa mga ibang player natin dito, but he has had a slow start to his campaign year.
Yeah, I think talking to him, ang main adjustment niya talaga dito yung physicality daw ng laro, and the lack of system and structure to the game ng ng lahat ng teams actually.
I think being thrust into this kind of team, siguro nagulat siya that maybe they were expecting him to do so much more than what he was used to when he was in Sydney.
Sumido binabatayan ni Navarro. Sumido scores.
Great height for that wingman spot. Jair Sumido, you put a small man on him, he's just going to shoot over the top.
Navarro swings it over to Escandor. Didat Hanapi is in the game. Didat relocates to the corner. That's a 3.
2-man on him, no problem para kay Didat Hanapi. A valuable scorer off the bench. Sometimes starts games para kay Coach Gabby Severino. But he was always a great scorer inside out, even when his days during his college days with Adamson.
24 to 11 now. Sumido leans in. No good. A shot clock at 3 seconds. Greg Slaughter was leaking out.
Jair Sumido very frustrated with himself with that kind of attempt.
Great pass by Navarro, right on the money para kay Hanapi Popovich. Here's Navarro. CBC. Navarro for 3. Wala. Slaughter inside. As long as it's not a long rebound.
Yeah.
Makukuha niya talaga.
Exactly. That's why for all of these other Manila players on the floor, you're just confident to shoot from the outside because you expect that if it's going to be a miss, Greg Slaughter is going to be there if it's not a long rebound like you said.
Parang ang dali eh. You know?
He doesn't even have to jump. He just has to put his hands in the air and extend for it.
And hindi din naman siya ganun kadali i-box out kasi akin niya. It's gonna be exciting how this season of Manila will pan out. They added Tonino Gonzaga.
That's correct, yeah. Another dynamic creator para sa kanila. A guy who can slash inside. Has even developed an outside shot through the years.
Is actually there. Nasa bench ng Manila. Si Tonino Gonzaga.
Yeah, maybe we can get a shot of him later on.
Who has kept himself in really good shape.
Oh yeah, he's always in shape. Even kung off-season nila sa 3x3, lagi yan naglalaro.
Ayan, di papawis din yan.
Yeah.
There's Popovich trying to get past Sean O'Malley, who's now in the game. Somido. Oh, Punsalan. Can't get that in. Navarro. Batalier. Didat Hanapi has time. Too strong on the three. A chance here for Imus. Wala si Greg Slaughter sa loob. Somido. Spins. No.
That's an obvious push.
That's a push.
If you look at this Imus squad, they're not really that small, and with the lineup of Manila, halos magkapantay lang naman ang height nila. So you expect them to make the right decisions offensively to have a chance to make this game competitive, but they're gonna have to stop giving up those ticky-tacky fouls.
2 free throws now for Didat Hanapi.
Especially now that they're in the penalty.
So walang point guard na isa pa ang Manila because Pau Havilona is still hurt. So their Francis Escandor is in the game. So really no true point guard there sa loob ng court para dito sa Manila.
The good thing about this Manila roster is Coach Gabby Severino slowly developing the other guys to man that point guard slot. That's how talented they are. They could be creators and initiate the offense and at the same time score the basketball.
Sino, no good on the three. Didat Hanapi, binigay kay Batalier sa ilalim. Escandor, three-pointer, that's short. Ponsalan. Out of control, picks up his dribble, natapikan, turnover.
Well, he should have given up early.
Hanapi, layup plus the foul.
When you force the issue against the Manila team that is so stacked, that's what you get.
Fast break of the game brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Didat Hanapi gave Popovich the look.
Hanging in the air and finishing with the inside hand. Didat Hanapi is such a talented scorer para dito sa Manila. Very underrated, I must say.
Nasino. Popovich. Next Batalier. 5 seconds to shot clock. Umali nakabantay sa kanya ngayon. Gonzalez gets it to Popovich. No time left.
moving the ball on offense is definitely a very big thing in the half-court set. But you gotta have to move that with intention, and that right there for Imus, they did not have any intention. They did not know what to do with that basketball.
Hanapi. No? Umali. Good hustle from the big man. J-Ham. One dribble pull-up. That won't go. 30-11. 19 points on lamang ng Manila in the early part of the game. Sumido. Yata nagpapahinga to si JR Sumido. Draws closer, the fadeaway. Wala. Popovic. Punsalan. Naagawan ni Hanapi. Here's Didat. Iniwan kay Escandor for the layup.
Excellent trail job right there by Francis Escandor, and good patience exhibited by Didat Hanapi on the break, leaving it for Francis Escandor for the 2 points.
Nasino na agawan ni Umali. Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, that's where Sean O'Malley has been so good this year. I think people really don't see him making those kinds of stops when he shows off the pick and roll or the two-man game and pressures the guard. He's so good moving his feet laterally. Look at him here pressuring Nasino and even stealing the basketball, finishing on the break.
That is a steal you expect from a guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Popovic. Clock starting to work against Imus, and Escandor. He's got 12 points in the period. It looks like it is going to count.
And we did not expect anything less here for Manila. Such a dominant quarter for them here in the first quarter. That's definitely going to count.
36-11 at the end of one. As we close the first quarter, and what a start para dito sa Manila SB squad. Greg Slaughter imposing his will underneath. Francis Escandor with his outside sniping, and Carl Brian Cruz also joining the party with a couple of three-pointers in that first period. 26 points combined and 36 in total for Manila at the end of the first quarter. This first quarter scores brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Manila's next three games. Oh, these are tough ones.
Interesting schedule para dito sa Manila. Iloilo, Pasay, and South Cotabato, two of them home games. The one on June 19 and July 1. That's definitely going to be a good barometer para kay Coach Gabby Severino on how his team is at this point of the season, especially against Iloilo, who have been on a roll the past two games, getting a big win yesterday.
Ganda na nilalaro ng Iloilo. 12 of 20 ang Manila, 4 of 19 ang Imus.
A rare basket right there for the game. That's a good start to the quarter para sa kanila. Ras Aniban getting a good shot right there. And I think it's going to count.
36-11. Been a really tough start para dito sa...
Oh, it's Eugene Gonzalez getting the basket there. I'm sorry, not Russell Aniban. Our referees, I think, tried to review if it merited an unsportsmanlike call.
(36-14), he completes the three-point play. Flores, O'Malley, and Napi for three. Wala, Batalier with the offensive rebound, and Batalier puts it in for two.
Another case of an outside shot leading to an offensive rebound para dito sa Manila. At time it was Ira Batalier putting it back para sa Batang Sampaloc.
Oh, Aniba nabitawan ng bola. Itong Manila na kanilang second unit, gigil din to makalaro na matagal.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, this is a good opportunity for them to actually try and prove to Coach Gabby Severino that they may deserve more minutes. Ang problema lang talaga is they're just really too stacked, and you can't really ask for more when you have a team like this. But this is a good game for them to be able to get long minutes para makapagpahinga yung kanilang mga starters, and also get some more confidence leading into their next games, because you never know what can happen in a long season like we have. Considering they will also play strong teams in their next 3 games. Iloilo, Pasay, and South Cotabato.
Yeah. Well, Pasay lost to Valenzuela only last Monday on a last-second shot from Andre Arminion.
And that was a game that they led throughout.
Oo, kan sila yung kontrolado nila yung game na yun. And just Daryl Manliguez just taking over there in that final stretch. Siguro laking ginhawa nila ni Wawi Kadir na si Batalyon yung binabantayan. Ito na. First appearance para kay Tonino Gonzaga.
Well, I did not expect him to be fielded in for this game. I know that he was suited up. But when I saw him warming up earlier on the bench, it
nag-activation.
Nag-activation lang pala. Good to see Tonino Gonzaga back in the 5-on-5 game.
Well, he had that shot. He had that shot. He had to take it.
Just trying to calibrate to see Tonino Gonzaga. Ang ganda rin ng storya nito ni Zags. Wasn't really used much in college with the Ateneo Blue Eagles, but just really worked hard, trusted his work ethic, and now he's in the pros.
Yeah, and actually may ibang trabaho na to eh.
Yeah, he was working in BPI already.
And he will not hesitate to fire. Good line. Kulang lang ng konting arc doon from Tonino. Batalier out to Gonzaga. He adds a bit of bit more slashing.
Yeah.
For Manila, no? Though kulang sila ng ganong klaseng player eh. Outside of John Hamon, you do need a good driver of the basketball.
And I'm sure Coach Gabby Severino very much familiar with Tonino Gonzaga's game, as he was part of the coaching staff of Ateneo when Zags was still playing there.
Enriquez pulls up. Yes.
Martin Enriquez, as long as he keeps on improving here with the Imus Sagimat, pretty soon he will get better opportunities.
And Napi from the corner. That's short. Batalier with a tap. Foul on Batalier.
Napi's missed his last 3 attempts from the outside after a hot start in the first quarter.
Nasok na ngayon si James Sena and James Tempra.
Double James coming in para sa Manila. James Tempra also hasn't seen a lot of action this season para sa Batang Sampaloc. Medyo loaded rin talaga kasi yung position niya.
Oh, but he's had games where he's made an impact. Valenzuela, one of them, was a win for them.
Yeah, that's really been his calling card in his career. No, it's beyond the box scores where he really has the value.
Navarro. Flores back to Lorenzo Navarro. Inside, Tempra. What a pass. Galing kay Navarro.
Excellent vision right there para kay Lorenzo Navarro. He had the opportunity to get it to Tonino Gonzaga, who was wide open on the left wing, but he knew that Tempra was already cutting through that baseline.
So Mido will drive. Wala. Good defense galing kay James Sena.
I think that's just one of the Waterloos of J.R. Sumido. When he drives right, there's not much option para sa kanya.
Great hustle galing kay Popovich. Gets it to Enriquez. Enriquez will drive. And he draws the foul on Navarro.
Poor decision para kay Enzo Navarro.
Let's watch this play of the game brought to you by Buenas. Navarro connecting with Tempra.
Nobody inside there para sa Imus. They were all caught ball watching. But here on this possession, Enzo Navarro committing that foul. Really poor decision because there were already 4 Manila shirts back to defend itong Imus, who only had Martin Enriquez and another guy back offensively.
3 points para kay Enriquez. 40-17. 23 points ang kalamangan. Flores, 3. That's short. Gonzaga able to track it down. Gonzaga finds Tempra sa ilalim.
That's what you can expect from Tonino Gonzaga. He's going to give you the hustle. He's going to give you the energy. And he's not afraid to make the right play.
Shadow malalim for Popovich. Well defended by Gonzaga and Sena. Navarro waits for Gonzaga. A little too unselfish there. Gonzaga. That won't go. Medyo nag-hesitate pa si Tonino eh.
Libreng-libre na siya doon. He had to get a rhythm dribble before he got that shot off.
Inside, Kadir for 2.
A rare basket inside. That's only the 10th point inside the paint for Imus here in the first half.
Sena inside to Tempra. Labas kay Flores. Atake. Navarro swings it over. Gonzaga will pull up. He was trying to go glass that time. He's 0 for 4 so far. Enriquez. Wala. Gonzaga with the rebound.
You know, he could hit that shot. Talking about Tonino Gonzaga, I think it's just a matter of getting back his confidence in the 5-on-5 game. Especially, this is the first time in a long while that he's been back here in 5-on-5 basketball. Siyempre, iba naman yung papawis kaysa sa ganitong klaseng laro.
Oo naman. And he's still a little bit winded here.
Yeah.
Enriquez. So Mido. Shot clock winding down. So Mido with a runner. That won't go. And Sags with his 3rd rebound. Tempra. The push shot is good.
He's really good there from short range. Has a good touch for a guy his size. Ito si James Tempra.
So Mido forced the issue against Tempra.
Alam ko may playing years pa dapat sa UAAP to si James Tempra, am I right?
Yeah.
Chose to forgo that to play under Coach Gabby Severino here in Manila. Sumido, one of the only guys keeping them alive in this game. Still a 24-point lead para dito sa Manila. A lot of issues really here para sa Imus. That's why you also are wondering if they are going to be making some moves in this trade and free agent window signing.
Yeah, a lot of questions, but syempre, there's a lot of rules surrounding that. You know, yung rules ng ating free agency period.
Pag top team ka, 1 to 4, I think you can only sign one free agent.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of, prior to that, no, kailangan malinis yung kayong record.
Okay.
Sa MPBL Finance Department.
Tama. So, di rin pala ganun kadali.
Oo, yeah. Kailangan na may clearance lahat. And syempre, yung team ng kukuha na mo ng player, yung player it's themselves, diba? So, ang daming elements to that. And yung tisantira ni JR Somido. Escandor swings it over to Navarro. Tempra. They go to Gonzaga down low. There's a triple team. Escandor from the corner. Wala. Sena with a rebound. Tempra. James Sena. A little gun shy. Ito si James Sena. Good tap kay James Sena. I followed this guy in college, you know, yung si James Sena. Number 1 option ng JRU dati.
Oh, yeah. Kasi mga kasabay nito, sila Byron Villarreal ba?
Hindi, mas bata pa. Sila John Wilson.
Okay.
Lucky fan of the game brought to you by Buenas. We'll be right back after this timeout. Rich Popovich came alive against Bataan, 18 points, including 15 in the second half, jacking up his, that's ×3, his season average. And let's go to Mika Abisamis for a report on Rich.
You talked about how Rich Popovich might be feeling a lot of pressure in terms of the expectations from him. You are right. He does feel that way. But the good thing about him from the few times we spoke is his ability to lift the spirits of his teammates. I've seen it a few times. He goes up to every teammate in the dugout and says something to motivate. Now, in terms of his athleticism, well, he was a rugby player before basketball, played multiple positions. So I assume that department is good. He said it's really more of getting the style of Philippine basketball that he's trying to do. Sa Delph Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika. And just as we mentioned kanina, no, yung kay Rich talaga, no, he doesn't have a problem with, coming over and really just being a good teammate, but it's more of his personal, personal issue, but as a player individually, he really wants to discover and experience this for himself.
Yeah, I think he just really wants to fully immerse himself and understand how things go here in Philippine basketball. But surprising to me, rugby player pala siya dati. So he shouldn't have a problem with the physicality.
Oh.
It's a very physical sport, rugby.
Kaya pala ganun nakaton ni Popovich eh.
Yun na nga eh.
Sena, the runner. That won't drop. Shot clock violation.
I thought he was able to get that shot off before the buzzer.
Fast break of the game brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Great pass. Nasino to Somido.
That's a rare fast break para sa Imus in this game. Only their second fast break point.
17 fast break points for Manila compared to 2 for Imus. Inside. That's a great pass. And Gonzalez with a strong finish. 5 puntos na siya.
Excellent drive right there by Nasino, and hanging in the air, still able to locate Gonzalez.
44-25, Escandor. There's a foul on Aniban.
A clear push on the cut right there para dito sa player ng Imus na si Russell Aniban. Imus will be playing zone for the rest of this game. You could expect that. I don't think that they're going to be shifting to man at some point of this match.
Trying to negate the advantages of Manila na napakahirap. Navarro. That's a jumper. Wala. Escandor recovers. Navarro from the corner. Yes, sir. 47-25 for Manila. In total control of this matchup against Imus. What a half for Manila. Enzo Navarro orchestrating pretty well with 7 assists. Francis Escandor with 12 in the first 2 quarters. Their end of the first half score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Meanwhile, check out our MPBL Extra featuring the owners meeting that happened over the weekend.
Yes, we're here today for our team owners meeting for our upcoming trade and free agency window. This coming June 12 na to June 30. Hopefully present and para ma-explain natin sa kanila yung guidelines ng Liga.
Ang issue ngayon kasi today guys sa ibang liga is yung parity. Big issue talaga sa mga fans. Tayo ang ganda na. Ganda ng liga natin. So wag natin hayaan.
Well, I can see the league trying to balance it, right? Which is good.
Siguro it's good for the league kasi kakaroon ng mga changes yung mga lineups and then it's gonna be exciting for the league and the fans also.
Compared before, hindi kami nagkakaroon na ganitong meeting eh. Ngayon, sobrang galing, excellent. So, thank you sa MPBL kasi pinapakinggan kami as team owner.
Yes, this trading period basically for the teams na may improve nila yung roster nila. Especially sa mga bottom teams na were fighting for playoff spot na kailangan nilang improve yung lineup nila. Basically, this is the reason na parang tayo magkaroon ng window and free agency.
Maganda kung ma-implement yung mga nandun sa wala na 9 to 10 standing kasi unlimited eh. So kasi kami 0-11 kami, 0-12 yung Bicol. So mas pabor sa amin yun kung ma-implement yun kasi pwede kami gumawa ng mga players.
Huwag lang mangyaring the rich gets richer. Dahil the usual naman ng mga trades. Siyempre, yung mga players will go for greener pasture. Pero as a coach, siyempre ako, pinabalas ko lang rin naman yung team. Kung ano yung kailangan na pyesa for the team to compete. For Iloilo, very exciting kasi it's an opportunity for us to improve. It's a good chance for us to improve on our roster. We badly need a big man and a veteran. So this is our chance to get those in the free agency, and we'd like to thank MPBL na there's a window like this, and it's also good for other teams kasi it's really competitive this year.
To all the MPBL fans, continue to support the league, and to all the Nova Seattle fans, keep supporting us and see you next game.
Actually, invite ko rin pala sa akong game namin sa June 22 and sa July 27 sa home namin sa Pagasinan. Kita po tayo.
Abangan niyo po ang
Halftime dito sa Caloocan Sports Complex kung saan ang Manila SB squad Batang Sampaloc have a 22-point lead against the Imus Agimat, and it was the early dominance of Greg Slaughter that really paved the way para dito sa Manila. Inside-outside game working well. Carl Brian Cruz hitting from beyond the arc, and Francis Escandor had 12 in that first half as well, as Manila took the initiative, and it's been the fast break scoring here, Javi, no? Ang maagang nakakuha ng advantage dito ang Manila.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of opportunities para sa Manila to score on the break here. Only 8 turnovers para sa Imus, but they converted that into 17 fast break points, and Manila has really been moving the ball a lot in this game, playing against the zone of Imus, moving that ball around, leading to some 3-point shots. They've only had 5 makes in that first half, but 22 attempts. You could expect that number to hike up in the second half.
And J.R. Sumido, bright spot para sa Imus, 11 points in the contest, but he needs help badly. Eugene Gonzalez has 5, and Luis Tapeño no longer in the Imus roster for this ball game.
That's why they're going to have to find a second guy to lead them after J.R. Sumido.
The second guy, third guy, fourth guy, fifth guy.
Yeah, actually. Maybe a good opportunity for Rich Popovich to step into that limelight para sa kanila after that breakout game against the Bataan Risers.
CBC with a jumper, yes.
And that's how it's been in this game. It's been like a practice session para dito sa Manila. That's already 8 points in the game para kay CBC.
Nasino lost it. Kadir able to recover. Wala pa rin.
That could have been the easiest basket of the game para kay Wawi Kadir. No Greg Slaughter inside. He was all alone underneath, but still could not capitalize.
Well, Hamon was asking for that basketball for like 20 seconds. Hindi naman.
All alone there on that baseline. That's been the issue of Imus all season long. The communication defensively, they haven't really been playing as one unit yet, and the losses piling up has brought more problems para sa kanila. Of course, their morale isn't as high as the other teams.
Hamon lost his balance. Good defense by Sumido. Ras Aniban will score.
Making the good decision there. He knew that Lorenzo Navarro wasn't going to challenge in that play, taking it all the way for that 2 points.
8 points now para kay Ras Aniban. Navarro, Scandor. Inside they go. Too casual on the pass to Greg Slaughter.
Masyado mababa.
Oo. So Mido, wala. Rebound is Slaughter. Hamon, baseline jumper, won't go. J.R. Sumido with another rebound.
John Hamon off to a slow start in this game. Those open shots haven't been falling for him.
Aniban can't score.
That's a tough look going up against a 7-footer like Greg Slaughter. You can't just fade away and expect it to be a good attempt.
Hamon. CBC. Navarro. Cruz for 3. Yes.
And he says, yan lang ba? Yan lang ba ang ibibigay niyo sa akin?
11 points para kay Carl Brian Cruz, showing us that the shooting that really made him a hot prospect coming out of FEU.
I mean, he wasn't the biggest name coming out of that program, but he rose up, was even able to make... Oh! I thought that was going to be a slam.
And Greg Slaughter making it look so easy. Parang sabi niya, oh, mag-e-effort pa ba ako mag-dunk? Pwede ko namang itira na lang.
Linagay na lang eh.
Bonus free throw para kay Greg Slaughter. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
No, that free throw shooting is going to have to improve for Greg Slaughter here in the season. Yeah, you expect him to be fouled a lot. And Jer Sumido stopping and popping there from the outside.
So Mido, 13 in the ball game, just lethal. With the ball in his hands, here's Navarro. Inside to Slaughter, labas muna. Escandor. Popovich able to read the play and lay it in for two off that turnover. First 2 points para kay Rich Popovich.
Imus hopes that's going to get him going in this game. Talking about Rich Popovich playing the passing lanes well on that play.
Slaughter getting deep in position. Fouled. Second will go against Popovich.
If Imus will not be able to prevent that ball going inside, that's already going to be an automatic 2 points more often than not para sa Manila. Once Greg Slaughter gets that deep in the paint, lucky for them that it was a foul. There was not anything that they could do.
Slaughter, labas kay Navarro. Navarro for three. That won't go. Kadir quickly to Aniban. Russ looking to attack. Aniban, double dribble.
Rasaniban trying his best to be aggressive here this afternoon para sa Imus. Of course, with the absence of Luis Tapeño, a lot of players having to step up here, in Rasaniban, one of them para sa Imus Agimat.
Even when Luis Tapeño was there, parang nahirapan pa rin sila.
Yun na nga.
Cruz. Three-pointer para kay Hamon. No. Slaughter is fouled by Sumido. And Greg Slaughter continues to assert himself inside. Hamon will be replaced by Dida Tanapi. And Greg Slaughter at the line.
You could tell na hindi pa masyado na memwersa ito si Greg Slaughter, eh, no?
Hindi pa, oo nga. Well, you expect more from him moving forward. 12 puntos na for Greg Slaughter. 58-35. Sumido. One-man offense para dito sa Imus. Kadir. Not win that battle with Slaughter. 7 rebounds now for Greg. Escandor offline. Popovich. Full head of steam for Popovich. And the teardrop falls para dito kay Rich Popovich, and now has 4 points.
Great decision right there on the break. Stopping with 2 feet. Jump stop. Goes up for the floater over the much taller Greg Slaughter.
Hanapi too strong. So Mido with a rebound. So umatake ulit ng Imus. So Mido from way out. Kadir with the offensive rebound. Kadir shoots over Slaughter.
Oh, they're just letting them have their way here. Itong Imus Agimat, talking about the Manila Batang Sampaloc, and I'm looking at Coach Chiabi Severino right now. He is really frustrated at the way Manila has been playing. They've been talking about respect here coming into this game, and they haven't been showing that the past couple of possessions.
That falls para kay Wawi Kadir. And the lead of Manila down to 19 as we go into this timeout. That Hanapi finished with 14 against Quezon City, 4 of 8. Para sa kay Didat Hanapi, who is one of the key players coming off the bench para dito sa Manila. 8 points so far, matching his average this season. Not afraid to take the big shot into si Didat Hanapi as Greg Slaughter scores underneath.
Another easy basket right there para kay Big Greg. Underneath the paint, sealing inside, single coverage, no problem right there for Greg Zilla.
Enriquez gives it to Aniban. Aniban umatake sa gitna. Aniban with a strong finish.
Oh, the past few possessions have been lousy defense para dito sa Manila Batang Sampaloc. They're leading them into the paint to see if Greg Slaughter can challenge. But look, they're just standing around and allowing Aniban to get to the cup and finish that basket.
They're not moving their feet, really. Aniban will get his own miss as well.
Just a lot of standing around for Manila.
Definitely hindi magugustuhan ni Coach Gabi yan, yung lack of effort. Somido, not get that one to go. Enriquez, buti na lang, naputokan na shot clock itong Imus.
Poor decision by J.R. Sumido right there with that baseline jumper, but the shot clock was winding down. You still got to give credit to Imus for working their butts off in that possession, out hustling Manila in getting those offensive rebounds.
Slaughter, poor pass, natapikan. Enriquez all the way. And that's a foul. We'll go against Dida Tanapi.
The Agimat are trying to make a case here in the third quarter. Not a lot of effort defensively para dito sa Manila Batang Sampaloc, and the Agimat trying to capitalize here as much as they can. Attacking the basket, drawing some fouls, getting baskets inside the paint.
Split at the line para kay Enriquez. And Carbrine Cruz gets a breather. Inasok na si Sean O'Malley. Navarro. And Napi for three. That won't go. Gonzaga. Binigay kay O'Malley. Nag-cut si Hanapi. Blocked by Kadir. And Greg Slaughter cleans it up.
Offensive rebounding has been one of the strengths of Manila ever since Greg Slaughter came into this roster. You miss a shot, you could expect him, as long as he's standing inside the paint and it's not a long rebound, that he's going to get it and put it back in.
Gonzaga looking to trigger the break. Bitawan ng bola. Gets it to O'Malley. Baba sila kay Slaughter, who gets fouled by Popovich.
There seems to be no special defensive scheme here for Imus against Greg Slaughter. What they're doing is just playing that zone, expecting to prevent that pass going inside. But for most of this game, they haven't really been successful in doing that.
And Greg Slaughter continues to dominate.
I think this is the best scoring game of the season so far. $18 points now in the game para sa kanya.
Popovich. Here's Somido. Three. No. And Slaughter with another rebound. He's on a double-double.
Ooh.
Nice move galing kay Gonzaga. There's Wawi Kadir. Bumuelo. Too strong. And Navarro secures the rebound. O'Malley taps it to Gonzaga. Good save by Gonzaga. Slaughter throws it down.
It had to happen at some point of this game. It started with that great save. What a behind-the-back save by Tonino Gonzaga, triggering that pass to Greg Slaughter.
Popovich misses. Good save. Kadir inside. Nakakuha pa siya ng foul on Greg.
Greg's just standing around and allowing these Imus guys inside to go up for their shots. And to make matters worse finaul niya pa. Look at the save there by Martin Enriquez. If Greg even just put one of his hands up, that could have been an easy block para sa kanya. Wawi Kadir unfazed, going for that reverse and even getting the foul against Greg Zilla.
Kadir could not complete the three-point play. And substitute free throw. Still the same result. 66-44, under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Gonzaga for three. Wala. Vida Hanapi is fouled.
And you could tell that Zags Gonzaga is frustrated with himself for missing those outside shots. Though they have been open looks para sa kanya.
Let's watch this play of the game, brought to you by Buenas. The save from Gonzaga, the pass from O'Malley, and the dunk galing kay Greg Zilla.
That was a dangerous pass thrown by Renzo Navarro, but a lot of credit to Zags Gonzaga. He's been doing that his whole career, making those hustle plays, getting extra possessions for his squad. As you see on your screens, Greg Slaughter taking a well-deserved breather right here. 20 in 11 already in the game para kay Greg Slaughter.
68-44, Somido misses. Enriquez. Somido from the corner. That won't go. O'Malley quickly to Didat Hanapi. And Didat will score.
Once again, a score on the break para sa Manila. Imus not really running anything offensively. It's just been free-flowing for them. Whatever goes, that's been the way para sa Imus Sagimat here in this game.
Gonsalan draws the foul on Sena.
Could have got away with an offensive foul on that one.
He is actually very deceiving.
Yeah. You know he's going left, but he's still able to get to his spot. Kasi pag pumunta siyang kanan, wala na talaga siya magagawa. But going to his left, he's pretty crafty. And there's going to be a challenge here by Coach Gabby Severino.
Yellow light is on sa harap ni Richard Tampos, which means there is a coach's challenge. And we'll be right back for the result of this challenge from Coach Gabby.
The challenge made by Manila is successful.
And it looks like the call has been overturned here, Javi.
Yeah, it's a successful challenge by Coach Gabby Severino. Tingnan natin dito. Punzalan, there on the drive. Obvious ward off with that offhand there. Galing kay Punzalan. So it's gonna be Manila basketball. The referee's taking a little bit more time there in reviewing that play. I don't think there was much to review in that one.
Gonzaga for three. No. O'Malley taps it to Hanapi. Zags puts the ball on the deck. Nabas muna kay Sean O'Malley, the shooter. Short. Sena. James Sena will go to the line for 2 free throws. I like the fact that James Sena looks so chill.
Oh yeah.
At the moment.
Manila could have easily be up by 30, 40 points by now, but the Batang Sampaloc, they're just really trying to do things the right way here. And in the early part of this quarter, lousy defense para sa kanila, which had Imus a chance to get back closer into this game.
72-44 with 30 seconds remaining in the third. We'll be right back. Commissioner Kenneth Duremde is in attendance. Di pa siya umuupo sa usual niyang upuan dito sa Commissioner's Row. Boss Roman Ang of Manila.
Yan usually yung ritual niya. Tatayo mo na siya sa gilid.
Sumido able to recover. 5-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Gonzalez short on the jumper. Sena with a rebound. 5 seconds remaining. Gonzaga. Nice pass to Hanapi. Masyadong malalim para kay Didat. And that will do it. Third quarter is done and dusted dito sa Caloocan Sports Complex, and Manila still in command against Imus. And Manila, their starters returning in this third quarter. Greg Slaughter doing much of the heavy lifting, and he's been, he's been on a tear. No? Hindi talaga mapigilan dito. 6 of 7 shooting para kay Greg Zilla.
Heavy lifting ba yan? Parang gana lang nang binubuhat nito ni Greg Slaughter.
Siya pala yung nililift.
Hindi siya mabuhat.
72-44. This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Presenting our Suzuki Muscular and Sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenis, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenis, oras na para magmotor. Parang mga, yun yata yung Partners Club area ng Manila.
Lagi yan. Always present yan in Manila games. As long as we are around the metro.
So Popovich, Punsalan, Himpayan, Sumido, and Enriquez ang 5 para dito sa Imus. Take a look at the quarter scoring. Imus had their most productive quarter in the third, pero they gave up 25 points pa rin. So 72-44 ang ating score. That's taken away. Enriquez spins. Himpayan scores in the reverse.
That's good execution on the part of Imus. A rare opportunity for them to do so here in this game. For the most part, they haven't been really running anything, especially when J.R. Sumido is in the game. Sumido tends to take matters to himself and shoot shots out of the system without any flow. At that last play, a good execution para sa Imus Agimat.
Gonzaga. Hanapi drives baseline. Didat scores.
Too easy right there. Baseline drive off the reverse pass. Take a look at this again. Popovich couldn't follow him laterally there. Interior defense very much absent there para sa Imus Agimat.
Punsalan not happy with the call.
Yeah, he was so mad after that, stomping his feet to the ground.
Alam mo yung, pero may tinulak mo eh.
Yun na nga eh. And they give up the offensive rebound here, leading to this Escandor basket. Escandor actually started hot para dito sa Manila in this game. I think that's his first point of the second half.
Here's Escandor. Sean O'Malley. They go to Sena. James Sena gets 2 free throws for his troubles. And there's Sena. Sinks the first. His free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Ang subok at kompleto ang appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Now really wondering how these frontline players will mesh moving forward para dito sa Manila. Of course, Manila still has Raba Al-Husseini, who is not playing today due to a suspension.
So Mido misses. Rebound ni Himpayan. Popovich, yes.
7 points in the game para kay Rich Popovich. He also has 4 rebounds. Popovich playing the 5 right now para sa Imus.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Wawi Kadir has been called up. As we see this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. It's Rich Popovich knocking down the shot from long range.
Tatry nga mag-research ng highlights nito ni Rich Popovich sa Sydney Comets.
Ano daw, sa deep web daw.
Down under.
Sa pangalawang layer down ng YouTube makikita. Sena with a jumper will not get the bounce. Ana Batalier with the rebound. Here's Sena again. Sena with a one-hander. That's short. Not much lift on that shot. Himpayan, binabantayan ni Hanapi. Here's Sumido. Matched up against Batalier. Sumido sees daylight. No. Batalier secures the rebound. Quickly to Didat Hanapi. Go down low. Sena, the turnaround shot. Wala pa rin. Popovich on the run. Puts on the brakes. Binigay muna kay Aniban. Tempra nakabantay ngayon. Steal by Escandor. Escandor is fouled by Himpayan.
No, I thought that was going to be a clean block there by Miko Gimpayan. Just clipped him on the arm a bit. But on the previous play, weak pass by Rich Popovich. Good intention, poor execution on the possible feed to Wawi Kadir.
Ito sa unang free throw ni Francis Escandor. UAAP champion with DLSU last year. Just don't remind our colleague here na si Christian Luandon.
Oh, yeah. But congratulations to Coach Christian and the rest of the UP Fighting Maroons for winning the Phil Oil Championship yesterday.
That was a hard-fought win in preseason.
Oh, yeah. Pagkakita ko ng score, tambak eh. Mga 20 plus points.
Yeah, they were down by 20 at halftime. 80-49. Under 7 minutes left sa laban ng Imus and Manila. Francis Escandor's game has been trending upwards. Javi, 19 points against Quezon City. 7 of 12 shooting. 5 of 6 from beyond the arc to go with 4 rebounds. And in this ball game, he started out strong. 16 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals para kay Francis Escandor. 12 puntos yan. Probably in around first 4-5 minutes of the game.
You can expect that trend to continue to move upward para dito kay FS Escandor. I think it was that breakout game that really mattered for him, that pushed his confidence up in this game, in this season. That's going to be big para sa Manila.
Let's go to Mika Bisams.
Francis Escandor talked about how he added more things to his conditioning, wants to add more size for obvious reasons, the level of the pros and the level of play of his teammates. You can't be small working alongside the big men, sabi niya. He was 88 kilos in college, now a little over 90, and he just wants to get better every day at nararamdaman naman na raw niya na pro na rin siya si Delph Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika, as Hanapi misses the 3. And the finish on the other end from Gonzaga. That's his first basket of the ball game. And talking about FS Escandor, Abby, Shepard, there's a bit of change, when you come from a really storied program like DLSU and then you go to the pros. It's pretty much may konting I am going to look after myself now in my career after that, because I've represented my school. Now it's time to see this as a job, as a source of livelihood for me.
Exactly. And for him, I don't think there's really much change, because this is a guy who's been working hard all his career when he was still with LaSalle. And I think he's always had a chip on his shoulder. He's always had something to prove. And right now, I think there's more motivation for him, even more na sabi mo na nga, trabaho niya na nga to, and that's why he continues to work hard, even harder right now that he's playing with big names in this Manila franchise. And for them to win a championship here in the MPBL, he's gonna have to play well, especially because of the abilities that he brings to the table para sa Manila, his outside shooting, his defense, and now that Coach Gabby Severino has been using him as a point guard in some possessions, that's going to be big for his development moving forward. And the experiences that he's had before, his time in the UAP with LaSalle, and also playing with a strong group in the Dubai tournaments, playing alongside Dwight Howard, those guys, big help para sa kanya moving forward.
Popovich. Nasino with his 5th point of the ball game.
It seems Manila gonna continue on the roll here in this game, extending their winning streak. This is definitely a good setup for them coming into their next 3 games, especially that game against the Iloilo United Royals, who are on a winning streak of their own. It seems the boys of Coach MC Evolucion, guys like Mark Nonoy and CJ Cancino, already adjusting to the professional game here in the MPBL.
Naagaw ni Navarro. Enzo Navarro. Pass was too strong. Too low for Gonzaga.
You could expect for Coach Gabby Severino to have this lineup until the very end of this game, resting his other guys.
Lucky fan of the game brought to you by Buenas. Popovic too strong on the 3. Gonzaga with a rebound. It's all over but the final score here, Javi. 89-52.
That's why Coach Gabby Severino is really trying to see what his other bench players can do for the remaining 3 and 39 of this game. Guys like James Tempra, Flores, and Gio Gonzaga, with Renzo Navarro still running that point guard spot to make sure things are still orderly in their offense.
Nasino. Binigay kay Aniban. Russ, great spin, finish.
Nagalaw din talaga to si Russ Aniban eh, no?
Oo.
That's a great breakdown defensively. The crossover, hesitation, and then the spin to finish that floater.
Batalier, drop pass inside, Gonzaga.
Eight points already in the game para kay Ara Batalier.
No, Gonzaga.
Oh, Gonzaga pala.
John Amon will come in. And that's a basket galing kay Clint Nasino.
For Imus, I think the short-term goal here is to try and do things better every day. Obviously, they don't have the pieces to be able to match up against the other teams here in the league. Just to be able to improve every day, at least 1% better every day. That is the goal for them in the short term.
It is already been a long season para sa kanila with all the losses that they've been experiencing.
And syempre, di naman nahawakan to ni Coach Eric C. before the season. It was Coach Junda Jose who was appointed head coach of this team right before the opening of our 6th year. Coaching change happening a few games in. Napunta nga kay Coach Eric C. So you could see also that's one of the circumstances that they had to deal with in their struggles this season.
Was fouled in the act of shooting. Ito si Wawi Kadir. So ano sila? Punta siya sa linya ngayon. 91-57. Not make the free throw. Front end.
And there you see Coach Eric C.
0 for 2. Batalier with a rebound. The last 2 minutes is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Batalier. Now with Flores. And Batalier gets it back. The shot clock has expired on Manila.
But Batalier has really developed that outside shot through the years, almost getting it off the glass. Something that they didn't have back when he was in college.
Aniban. Impayan. Yan Samon, nakakuha ng foul.
Miko Gimpayan, the younger brother of Jaymar Gimpayan. Ang nakuha ni Jaymar lahat ng height din. No?
Oo. Pero may shooting to ah.
Oh yeah, yun yung diferensya.
Intis nga lang ang kanyang free throw.
A pretty good looking stroke for a lefty.
1 for 2. 91 to 58. 33 points ang kalamangan ng Manila. Hamon nakawala. Fouled by Himpayan.
Excellent read right there by John Hamon, curling off the screen. Saw that his defender was trailing him from behind. Instead of popping out to set himself up for an outside shot, went straight to the basket and got the forward pass.
(92 to 58). Minute and 16 left. Manila looks like they are going to win their 4th straight. And they're going to move up to solo 3rd. Yung sa napaka-bigat na North Division. Popovich. Himpayan trying to break down the D. That won't go. They're already over the limit. Itong Imus.
Yeah, you could tell that Imus, the effort is there, but sometimes just really don't have the pieces to be able to match up. And for them, they just have to be able to give their 100% on the floor and expect the other things to take care of themselves. I really think that Rich Popovich still has to assert more of his will here with Imus Agimat, being more of a leader on and off the court. You know, na-mention ni Mika kanina yung mga motivations na binibigay niya sa kanyang mga teammates when they're in the locker room, especially when they're down at halftime. But I think he has to show more of the example on the court.
Batalier. Hamon for 3. Yes.
Not the best offensive games for John Hamon in this match, but that's a good confidence booster for him.
Nasino from way out. Himpayan sa ilalim, blocked by Hamon.
Forcing the issue there, Miko Gimpayan against 2 defenders. Ginawang volleyball ni John Hamon yung bola doon.
Nasino from the corner, wala. Aniban. Nakakuha pa ng foul.
Yeah, used back from behind by James Tempra there. 13.1 seconds left here.
.1 seconds. There's going to be another defeat. Aniban gets his own miss, too strong. And that will do it. Manila SV squad, Batang Sampaloc SGA, picking up another victory at the expense of the Imus Agimat. They move up to 9-4. Imus naman will drop to 0-13 for the season. So 4 straight wins now for Coach Gabby Severino and the rest of his crew. Another dominant performance as we bring you our best player of the game. Atid sa inyo ng Buenas. Really setting the tone for this dominant performance was Greg Slaughter, and when he came back for the third quarter, really making sure that Manila was going to handle the business here against Imus. So Greg Slaughter is our Buenas best player of the game, 20 points and 11 rebounds. Final score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Slaughter really deserving of that Best Player of the Game award. Best offensive game for him so far this season in the short stint that he's had so far with the Manila Batang Sampaloc.
96-58 ang ating final score. Manila improving to 9-4 as we go to Mika Abisanos.
Thank you very much. Our Buenas player of this game is Greg Slaughter. Greg, Coach Gabby obviously trying out a lot of his offensive plays with you as one of his focal points in this game. How are you adjusting so far to his system, especially in the post?
Pretty good. I go back very far with Coach Gabby, so I'm very familiar with his coaching and very comfortable, making it very easy for me.
Right, that's very nice to hear. Greg, there has been more help. There's James Sena and Tonino Gonzaga as added people for Manila. How's the camaraderie of the team so far?
It's very good. They're very talented players, hard workers, and I think they have already elevated our practices, and hopefully we can incorporate them and get them going in the games.
Right, all good news for Manila. Is there anybody you want to greet, Greg?
Yeah, of course, my wife, Shanina, my daughters, Talina and Paloma, my parents, Bill, Emma, my parents-in-law, June and Tina, and everyone watching in Cebu. And, okay, I got the list now. Mayor Honey Lacuna, Congressman Sam Versosa, Frank Lau, Awesome Smile, Robust, Fortune Pay, Ryan David Rojas, mga Batang 641, Boss Raymond Dong, Boss Emilio 2 of Solid Shipping, Taylor Athletics, Anytime Fitness Banawi, and Boss Joey.
Right, you cannot forget that list. Thank you very much to our Buenas player of this game, who is Greg Slaughter. Sidelf and Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika, as Greg Slaughter picks up another best player of the game award, and Manila picking up another victory. Up next, it's the Zamboanga Master Sardines parading their new signing, Bonga Lanza, as they battle the Sarangani Marlins. Magbabalik kami dito sa Caloocan Sports Complex after a short break.